Welcome back everybody to Roo Studios Tekkit 1.2.9G, and this is episode number 20. So this is by far the biggest series that I've made so far, being relatively new to YouTube. And yeah, so awesome, thanks for supporting me, and we'll get stuck straight into it. So last episode we made our glacial precipitator. It's merrily punching away snowballs for us. We have a look in here for the snowballs. We already have 500 odd snowballs there, which is good. We're going to need a lot of them because we need to get close to, I think from memory, it's close to 280 buckets of Gelid Cryothium. So it's a fair whack of resource. So what we need now is a Magma Crucible, and we need a little bit of work to do that. So the Magma Crucible is Magma. There it is there. Hit R. We need some nether brick, which we got. We got all that. The big one is the leadstone energy cell frame, and to make that we just need some lead ingots, which we have, glass, and some block of redstone. So let's whip that up. First, I think the hardest one would be the redstone to make, which again isn't too hard. There it is there. Just one of those for now. Clear that and go for a recipe. Place it in. Oh, hang on. No, we need this first. My mistake. Let's get that in there. Okay. Some glass. Starting a bit low on glass. We'll have to whip one of them up soon. And some lead. There we go. Excellent. So that's that done. And now we need that in there. Some nether bricks, machine frame, might be time to make some redstone reception coil soon, and some copper. And there's our Magma Crucible. What this Magma Crucible does, it basically turns certain ores into liquids. So I'm going to put it. Now I might just put it right up close. Where are we there? I might put it here. I might put it there. Actually, I might go back one more. Put it there. Now this requires a fair bit of room, so I'm going to put these a little bit apart, and I'm going to put another access terminal in here because there's a lot of work that goes around. There's going to be a lot of, while they're both powered, there's going to be a lot of ME cabling that's required, and a lot of water fluid that's required as well. So I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do that yet, but the next thing we need to make is a fluid transposer, and these two work fairly closely together. There it is there. Let's get into our machine and then do it. Okay. So we need a bucket, some glass, more copper. So it's all pretty easy. It's nice having easy machines to build. Okay, fluid transposer. Alright. Alright, so, oh, actually, let's put that a bit further away. I'm going to make that a little bit, I'll use a spanner. I don't want to hit it too hard with my pick because I might dig a hole straight through the floor, so I might bring it over to here somewhere. Now, put some power onto them first. Do I have my, I give my hardened, because the power's just there, so I might just run some cable to it first. So, one there, and one there. Nope, that wasn't good. There, then bring it down and across. Okay, so it's powered up. Now our cabling, I might just bring the cabling, yeah, we'll see how we go. I might bring it, I might change it yet, but I might just bring it up through there for now. See how we go. The fluid transposer needs around about 4 input areas, because the fluid transposer handles solid items as well as liquid items. So, and we need to be able to fill up and empty liquid items as we see fit, and we need to be able to load in and unload solid items as we see fit. So we need, what we need in here is both fluid import and export and both item import and export. So that'll be pretty much taken up through these last 4 surfaces. So it gets a little bit hairy, a little bit tricky. The Magma Crucible, not so difficult, because we basically need, it handles solids and it outputs fluids. So that just needs 2. But on this we will put a level emitter, because otherwise if we set it up so that it automatically takes items out of our item inventory and we forget about it, it's going to keep making fluid until your item inventory runs out, and you don't want that. I did that in my last play with all my ender pearls, and I've got like 300 buckets of resonant ender and no ender pearls. So it's, yeah, so I learnt that lesson. We'll make a level emitter when we get this set up. So what we need is some precision export buses and some fluid export buses. So export, we need, don't need a basic one, don't need a fuzzy, we need a precision export bus. We need 2 of those, I think. Yeah, 2 of those, and we need fluid. That's a fluid import bus. We need that, and we think we're going to need to make some fluid export buses. What have we got there for a recipe? Precision export with some buckets. So we need, I might make a couple of these. So we'll get some wool happening again. Hope we've got enough wool still. Two more. Oh, that's no. 4 balls. So let's use all 4 balls. Let's get our cable. Let's make those covered stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4. 15 cover, that's good enough. That'll keep us going for a while. So we've got precision export bus. Let's get some more of those. Now we need to make a bucket first. Let's get some iron together and make a bucket. Let's make, gonna need a couple of them, I think. Oh, darn it. I keep doing that. Never mind. What I'm doing is I'm holding the shift key down as I press the button. I'm used to holding the shift key down, and it gives me maximum stacks, and I'm trying to limit how much iron I use at the moment. Well, I've got a fair bit here to smelt. I might just do that for now. I'm going to smelt it all. Oh, not crush it, smelt it. This one, this chest. in there and make me some more iron. So, what else did we need? That was it, just iron. Okay, so we have our cable there, our precision export bus there, and our bucket there, and our iron down here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That'll do for now. Okay, so we have our fluid import, we have our fluid export. We've got 2 of those. We need our precision export. 2 of those, and that should be about it. 1 in. That should be about it. We need to make a level emitter, but we'll do that a little bit later. At the moment, we're just going to watch what we're going to do. And I'll show you what we do here. So, we're going to have, let's see, that's powered there already. So let's put the precision export bus, might put it on top, because we access that all the time. Right, we need to place our items in here that we want to go in here to turn into fluids. Now what we need to do here is we need to put a fluid import bus there. Right, so when items go in here, actually, let's put that, let's not put that there, let's put that on this side, because we don't use this a lot, and what we can do is we can put that, put that there, the pipe will go up to that, and we can run the pipe across here and then sort of get it out into the system behind us. So that's should be it. We can put a level emitter at the back of this if we need to, or we can even put it in here. We may even put it on the side because we do need to adjust that when we start changing our stuff as well. So that's that. Now on this one gets a bit tricky. So that's an import. That's an import too. We need to actually change that to an export and close these ones off, I think. Yes. Now this one's going to be tricky. We have a item input there. No, that's a fluid export. Right, we want a precision export bus there. So stuff goes into the fluid. We want a fluid export bus there. We need another fluid import bus. Yes, we'll need access to that too. So we put a fluid import bus there. So we have fluid export, fluid import. So we need now we need just a basic import bus. Hopefully we've got one of those. Yes, we do. Okay, here we go. So that there. And we put this at the back. Now it looks pretty highfalutin and pretty high tech, but you'll understand once we do it. Now, input bus, the back one needs to be an output. There. This is an export bus, so that needs to be a input in there. This is a export bus, so the top needs to be an input. And this one here is a import, so it needs to be an export bus. So this side needs to be an out. And the rest can go. So blue, orange, blue, orange. Good. So that's that sorted out. So now what we need to do is hook up the cabling to this, and we should be right to go. Let's get some cables. Once I hook it up, I'll explain exactly what I'm doing here now. So put a cable there, and then we can run a cable, not there, across the back. there. Now, one there, that'll do. One there and one there. Okay, that looks pretty good. Head downstairs and we'll join that up. Alright, I'm going to need to... No, I've got some stuff here. It's getting a bit high there, so I just need to knock this out so I can get up onto it. Okay, one there and one there, and we're done. Alright, so that's hooked up. Excellent, okay. That's all pretty cool. I'll cover that up later on. Alright, so what we need to do now, if I'm not mistaken, if we open that up, we have plenty of power there. And what we need to do now is we have we're going to need some destabilized redstone. So we're going to get some of our redstone here. Now this is where we've got to be careful. We've only got 1600 redstone. We can get more, obviously. And eventually we'll have so much of everything because from our laser drills that it won't matter. Now all we need to do is go into our precision export bus, pop this in here. Now before I do this, we've noticed that you have a redstone mode. I use this as a switch now, so rather than have a switch on the outside, I can use this switch to turn everything off. Please excuse that, Charlie was just shaking his head. Charlie's my dog in training. I'm training to be an assistance dog. Great mate. He never leaves my side. And you can change the stack mode, so you can either move single items into the machine, or you can move stacks at a time in there, or you can have it as a crafting area. I haven't learnt too much about the crafting side of it. I think that's to do with the when we actually make our patterns, it'll show your craftable items in there. So we're going to leave it at single items. Now the redstone mode with it off means this thing's always working. It means this will also work active without a signal. So if you put a signal on it, it'll actually stop working. Or that one is it won't work until you have a signal, like a switch or a lever or something. And this one works on a pulse arrangement. Right, so I basically leave it off and just feed the thing redstone. So when I put this in here like that, notice how now it's got some redstone in there, and it is making redstone, resonant redstone. So I'll put that in there for now, and it's smashing away at the redstone. If we go into our fluid terminal over here, notice we're now making destabilized redstone as a liquid. Now we need this destabilized redstone to manufacture Bliss. So let's grab a bucket. What time is it? 19 minutes. I'll keep going for there because we're nearly done. So I'll grab a bucket, highlight that, grab a bucket of destabilized redstone. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go into our fluid transposer, and we're going to put destabilized redstone into our fluid transposer here. Now to do that, we have a fluid export bus. Now if we put in, alright, the same principle as everything else here, we use the redstone. I use this button here as a switch to turn it on or off. This one here is again moving how much you want to move into the machine. I leave it low because it's taking more power, but you can put it higher if you want to. So we just put this in here like so, and now what you'll see is this thing starting to fill up with destabilized redstone. Perfect, that's what we want to see happen. Alright, so that's good. So let's put this redstone back. Okay, now what we need to do is we're going to grab a snowball. It is there. And this is a huge step along the way to making our Gelid Cryothium. So what we need to do here now is, it's filling up with destabilized redstone. If we go into here, right, that's making, see how it's slowed down a lot? It's slowed down a lot because it's using a lot of power. We're going to need to get some more magmatic dynamos happening here. And we're going to build it up a little bit. So let's do that now before we lose too much power. Let's grab another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those. Yeah, it takes a bit of power, so I'll make sure we get enough power supported to it. That and some fluid duct. Okay, I'll apologise. This is going a little bit longer because I just want to make sure that we have this set up and we're making our Bliss. Let's just now this will turn everything off directly, but that's all right. We'll have it turn on in just a flash. Just going to drop this down to the same level as everything else, and I'll put in a bank of them. Now I'll need to come underneath with this one, so I'll use this one here. Okay, and on there, on there. And we've got a spare one, we'll put one there for good measure. So all I do now is just join these together. Oh, not with that, not with that. Wrong one. Where's my spanner? We need to basically just join these all together. Alright, that should give us enough power now to play around with things. So when we have a look at it, yeah, a little bit coming out of there. That's going up. That's running empty. That's running empty. That's getting full. Okay, that's going down. So it does soak up a bit of power. That's why you need a bank of magmatic crucible dynamos there. So when we head up here now, yeah, that's going to be better, and it's catching up. So that'll speed things up nicely. So notice how it's staying at 64, and that's jamming straight out of our ender, our inventory. If we're not careful, it'll take all of our redstone energy and turn it into destabilized redstone. So now what we need to do is we've got our destabilized redstone going in. Now we need to have is our export bus. We need to put a snowball here, like that. And what's happened is it's now filling up with our snowball, and we're making Bliss. Now the Bliss is going out of the system into the basic input bus over here. So we're bringing in destabilized redstone from our inventory. We're also bringing in a snowball from our inventory into this machine. So one going in here, one going in here. It's making Bliss for us, which is then going out of our basic import bus. Now this side here, this one here, is only used when we want to empty the machine. So say we want to empty the redstone out of here, we can click this button here which turns this into an output, and what happens then is basically it'll empty all that destabilized redstone into this fluid import bus and back into the system. Alright, and then we can then recharge it with another fluid depending on what we want to make, and we'll do that because we'll need to make some resonant ender when we start making some turbines. Alright, so that'll come. So at the moment we're happily making Bliss, which is a halfway to our our, let me just turn this off for now because I'm a little bit nervous about how much redstone it's using. Let me have a quick look. It's not doing too bad, but it is going down there. You notice it's going down to 1300 now, so I'll just be a bit careful of that. How much redstone do we have in here? 8 buckets. Okay, it's not too bad. Okay, so that's pumping away merrily. I'm going to put an access terminal in here so I can work stuff in and out as I need to move stuff around. And I'll cover everything up, and that's it for the tutorial. Hope you enjoyed it. If you get anything out of this, please like, share and subscribe. It helps me out, and we'll get on to part 2 of this Gelid Cryothium project, and we'll get the next part made. Alright, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next tutorial. Bye for now.